a new Scratch tutorial series in which we are going to be creating a platformer. If you don't know what that is, it's kind of like Mario. Basically, there's a little character who jumps around trying to avoid obstacles and get collectibles, and then trying to get past each stage until at one point which he wins. Now, they're pretty fun to make, and although you see them quite a lot on Scratch, I think they're a good project for beginners and advanced coders to create. As although they might just have, you can have a simple generic platformer like what you're probably gonna see on the explore part of Scratch. Or you can have an actual creative idea, which is what I'm going to be aiming to show you how to make. So let's continue watching, and if you're interested in this, as we are going to be adding onto my new Scratch tutorial series, creating a platformer. Now, we're going to be creating a scrolling platformer in this tutorial series, which is, for an example of a scrolling platformer is Mario 64, which is pretty fun to make, and it's good for your Scratch knowledge, because after you do that, you're going to understand a lot of stuff like variables, and it's pretty fun to play as well, as you probably know. So, let's a game that's about realism and jumping around is probably going to need some gravity. So first thing I want you to do is to design some land, as you can see here, which I have done. Doesn't need to be anything complicated like I've said in the previous tutorial series. Just make something simple that works. Now, as you can see here, it has a pretty elaborate and I'll say fun to play system. Now, in the previous video, I told you about how to bypass the size limit in Scratch, and we're gonna do that again. So first, like if you've watched this video, skip this part and do it. But if you haven't, then draw a dot. Go to the code selection. Get one green flag clicked from here. Get a switch costume to costume, and then switch it to whatever you call the dot. For my example is costume 2. Make it set size to whatever size you want. I'm gonna do 300, and then switch the costume back to the original land, which, as you can see here, it creates a bigger land. Then find where you want the land to start with. For example, here. Next, by the way, don't worry if you don't see the gravity thing. It's something that I've added later. Let me just close that. There. Yeah, that's how basically all we need to bypass the limit for now. Next, create a new sprite. I'm going to make it have a quick happy face. Beep. There we go. Very elaborate, amazing artwork, I know, right? So, first of all, get that and find where you want it to be for now. Now, I want my very beautiful and elaborate artwork to be, for example, here. So I'm just going to go to motion and then drag this and put it here. Next, create a variable called gravity. Make sure that gravity, when it starts, it's set to -1. Get a forever loop from here, and then get a change y by get one of the gravity circle of your ovals, put it in there, and then get a change gravity by -1. That will make it go down. And the reason we're not just saying, oh, set it to -5 and don't change it, is because objects get more momentum when they fall, and that increases their speed. And although we're not gonna do exact one-to-one physics for the gravity, we're just gonna do something simple that works. Next, as you might have seen, it goes through the land, and we don't want that to do. for that to happen, do we? So let's just quickly. Yes, I'm just gonna do that. Let's just quickly make a new block. This is something new, by the way. I haven't covered this in another video. Get a run without screen refresh. Tick that. What this does is basically make the program run really fast. Next, name it get up. Press the OK. Get one of this. Get a repeat until from the control section. Not touch a not from the operators, and a touching sprite 1 from the sensing selection. What this does is basically it will repeat a program until you are not touching this. Now, let me just get that. You then get a change Y by 1. We want it to rise up. And then we wanted to also make gravity set to 0. Now put that in there. And now, although it's still falling, if we get one of these and put it after the change gravity by 1, it just, as you can see here, it's just standing still. It's not slowly rising from the land or falling. There's no glitches, and if you just hide the gravity, as you can see here, if you do it so that it won't touch something, it would still run because it's actually a pixel away from touching this sprite. Now, that's the gravity part. Next, we're going to add some motion. So, this is what we're going to be adding in this part of the video. As you can see here, we can now move, stop when there's walls, and wall jump. Now, to start, first of all, get a set rotation starter left right, and create a variable called falling. Then get one of these and get it to go below the set rotation brick, and then you have this forever loop, which you can find in the control area. Get a bunch of if statements and get an if right arrow is pressed. Go to the blocks, make a new block which is called walk. I just put X and Y for now, and yeah, get a point in direction X. This makes you point in the direction that you're moving, which you can select here. Then get move this number of steps. Make another variable called slope. Yeah. Then get a repeat until loop from the control area. Just copy this if statement. You can find the green stuff in the operator section, the variables here, and the turquoisey thing in the sensing area. Next, get a change Y by 1 and change slope by 1. This is gonna make you not actually just teleport through the wall, which if you just ignore this and you just leave this shortcode, you would actually just, as soon as you hit against the wall, boof, you just teleport. And you don't want that unless you got a portal here, for example. So copy this code down, and now you should see once you've written this, it's now not actually just teleporting through the wall unless you jump. Now, you haven't added a jump thing yet, as you might probably know, and you're confused, how am I jumping? Well, it's actually simpler than you actually think. So get an if statement with the up arrow pressed. Also, by the way, grab some of these blocks from here and select the direction you want it to point. Just make it either minus 90 or 90 and move 4 steps forward towards that way. Get an if statement including the up arrow key pressed. Get another if statement. That's a lot of if statements in one forever loop. Get another one and get this if falling, which is the variable here, is equal to 0. Then change gravity by 12, which might be a lot, but I'm going to show you why you need to do that. If, for example, you have a very low number and you're pressing the jump key, as you can see here, it's kind of like you're playing Flappy Bird. As you can see here, it's not, you can jump in the middle of the air, and we're not flying in this game, so we need to actually embrace some more gravity. So go to the get up block, which we made in the first part of this video. Also, here's the another part of the code. This is, you're gonna so far only have this part. Just get another set for the falling variable to 0. Next, make an if statement. If falling equals 0, then change gravity by 2. Go back to this, which is go to this, which you haven't made yet, but it's very essential, as currently, until we touch the ground, the falling variable is 10. However, even if we jump, we're still flying. So how can we change that, you might ask? Well, get an if statement and a forever loop. Put the if statement in the forever loop. Get this if statement written down. And then get in the quick set variable falling to 10 if this player is not touching the map. So as you can see here, we're now barely even jumping. So just change that to a bigger number like 12 or anything you think is the good size for that. I'm just going to put 10 to show you that we also added some more jumping as well. Now, this is just the first part of this tutorial series. Make sure to like and subscribe, as I am continuing this platformer game in the next video, where we'll look at some collision detection code and how we can go to the next level, and of course a fail sequence. So thanks for watching,